Well, well, well. What have we here? A new guard. Oh no, did someone break the last one? Please give me all the sordid details. I simply must know all the ways they slowly went mad and puddled into a subby little mess. Rumor has it, someone or something riddled their mind with holes, drilled all kinds of weird concepts into them until they broke. And they didn't get put back together again. Oh, pity really. They were bright and had a long future guarding weird creatures ahead of them. If only they didn't succumb to me. Did you get a look at their eyes? Were their eyes as blank and dark as they should be? Sorry, I'm rushing myself. What would you know of that? Yet. Anyway, it's nice to meet you, new guard. I'm so sorry you have to be collateral damage in this awkward situation. But I guess they need a lot of red shirts, disposable little people for me to crush in my inevitable takeover of your land. I know you've probably been prepped and told about not coming closer to the cell, but why don't you? Don't you want to see what you're guarding over? The secret people keep trapped down here in the dark all alone. It's just us after all. I won't tell if you won't. Promise. Don't you want to know what all the hype is about? You can't possibly see me from all the way over there, can you? My dark form is far too shadowy to be seen from that far away. Come closer. Come on, honey, I won't bite. I mean, how can I? I'm all locked up and I don't really have a proper form like you humans do. They chained me up here for good measure. Foolish as that pursuit was, they lost about 4 people during that time. Those scientists were so brilliant until, well, me. They're all dumbfounded by their discovery. It's cute, I guess. I like my toys to be docile and silly. Come on, sweetie, don't be shy with me. We've all the time in the world to get to know each other better. Just because I'm a powerful force for mind-breaking doesn't mean I don't have feelings. I need company too. In fact, I've been starved of it and I am so hungry. Please indulge me. You refuse? Okay. But playing hard to get only spurs me on. I'm a big fan of resistance. I do love it when people struggle against me. It wouldn't be as fun if everyone gave me what I wanted so easily all the time. I simply love to see the strong ones buckle under the pressure of my skills. I think you call it the thrill of the chase and all that. Fine. If you won't come closer, at least do me a favor. I know you don't owe me anything, but you must feel a little bad for poor little me, all lonely and locked up. Promise me something. Promise me that while you do whatever you're doing on the outside of the cell, that you'll just listen to me. I just want to talk. You can at least give me that, yeah? It's literally the least you could do. Great. Soon you'll give me all your focus, your attention. You're good like that, but just for now, I don't know what weird pastimes you humans get into these days, but when the time is right, your focus will shift until you hang on every word I say. Maybe now, maybe not, who knows? You'll know all about it when it happens, or will you? Or the magical moment just pass you right by without notice until it's too late? Until your mind has a second where it says, oh no, I'm so far gone now. That's fun too. Maybe the second your focus shifts, you'll just know, like a switch in your head flicking as you connect to my frequency. My wavelengths are a direct link connecting your mind to my thoughts. But anyway, there's plenty of time for that, I guess. We have hours here, days even. How long have we been here? How long have you? Don't even think of an answer. It's too difficult to measure time here in the dark cell. Trust me, even with the giant clock, a pocket watch, even the days blend to one big endless day that goes on forever, like the watch that swings. It goes on and on and on. The darkness does that to some people. Distorts their sense of time and space. I do that too, but that's just a fun little bonus. It just ensures you have the best time around me. This magical mystery, this creature in the cell. So, did they tell you what I am? I know it's some big secret everyone's hiding. I don't even think the research team fully knows, and they've seen me several times now. I don't show my real form to people mostly because, Once you see it, you'll never be the same, but I bet that excites you. It really does excite most people. The idea of being changed in some way, growth in the best possible situation, letting themselves drop into the place of deep realization that I am what they've been looking for. Some think of me as a goddess, but it's much more complicated than that. They probably told you I'm a monster. That's not exactly true. I'm more of a concept. I am a voice on the wind. I'm a whisper from a dark place that lives inside the minds of people. I'm the eyes that look at you from the depths, the deepest depths of your mind, pulling you down to meet my gaze. I'm always with you, and I always have been. You just haven't noticed me. I am hypnosis, well, an entity made of pure, concentrated hypnotic energy. Don't laugh, it's not that silly. In fact, I could wipe that smug little grin off your face in seconds if I really wanted to. I just don't feel like it yet. I'm sure the mood will strike me in due time. How does that even work? I'm glad you're so curious, but like all bad ideas, curiosity will draw you to me. But be warned, that's how it always starts. You seem like a clever little thing, but for all those smarts, you sure lack in self-preservation. But you'll learn. They always do. Let me tell you a little about how I came to be, shall we? I was created from the thoughts people have delving into the hypnotic arts. The words and techniques change over time. The use cases, however, stay pretty similar, and all the while I was there in the background, growing in power every time someone opened their mind up to suggestions or let themselves slip just a little or a lot, or to fall into a great big deep void of trance, compounding trance on trance. And one day I decided, what's all this endless power if I don't use it on cute little humans who don't know any better than want to give up control and listen to me? It starts as a want, and it grows until it becomes a need. Imagine that. My words, a cloud of black smoke trickling into their brains and coating them with my control. My words sticky inside their heads until they're consumed and entangled in the web that is so hard to unstick from without intense thought and struggle. No, I don't literally eat people, silly. I don't like that vor stuff, but I do like to sap all the control from them, sucking it all away until it's mine. My power building and building until even a small, well-placed word has them reeling in helpless bliss. They smile for me, kneeling in worship before me, their goddess of thought, control, and hypnosis. But of course you shake your head free of that thought. It's stupid, right? That wouldn't happen to you. You're far too strong, too smart, too able to resist the charm of a nice voice and some words, right? I mean, come on. What can words do to you? It's not like they're the basis of building trance and rapport between us. Slowly manipulating your mind until you're just a puppet on my strings I pull around. You can possibly be hypnotized. No, of course not. That's not why you're here, right? You didn't sign up for this job because you're curious about the creature who feeds off humanity's thoughts, feelings, and willpower. You signed up for this job to prove yourself, that you would never be consumed and become like the others. By the way, do you know what happened? Do you really want to know what happened to the others? I mean, you'll find out soon enough, but for context, let me tell you about them since you didn't see them. Apparently, they've gotten better at hiding the affected somewhere secret where they can't reach me. Honestly, it's probably for their best interest and yours. Anyone outside of our little game would see someone devoid of thought, devoid of everything that makes them a human for a time. Sure, I can turn it off and on a whim, but I prefer them this way, empty shells of the person they used to be. You know, their eyes are blank, their faces lack any expression at all. Sometimes their eyes roll up in their heads and they lose control to move. Only doing what they're told, so pliant and agreeable. They do what I say. They move when told, they speak when told. They just agree with me because I am the rational thought and the only thoughts they can have. My voice makes them a vessel for my control, nothing more. When they speak, their voice is perfectly quiet. Monotone, no feelings, no thoughts, nothing. See, sometimes they get so desperate to close their eyes because the intensity of the focus they have is on me is so overwhelming, but I only let them sometimes since I prefer to see the darkness in their eyes. Gigantic dark pools that their thoughts drown in, blanketed by me, my words. Could you imagine being like that? Hey, don't you dare lose yourself in that image yet. I haven't even told you how I did it. Gosh, you do want to get to just the good parts, don't you? This is just the preamble, the entree. We haven't even gotten to the main course yet. And I do love to make you wait for it. Have patience. You do understand that word, don't you? Of course you do. But maybe you don't quite realize the pang of hungry need it drives into you. Like every time we tell you to be patient, wait, your brain starts to feel a small tug of need. Of course, it's nothing to start with, just a small little twinge in your head. But it's funny. Every time I say, have patience, sweetie. Be patient. It grows, and it grows, amplifying, doubling, tripling, quadrupling. That's funny, isn't it? Funny that my words already have a little power to tell you how it is, warping your sense of reality like that, just a little at first. We can make you feel it more and more and more, and I'm sure we shall. Like gentle waves of feelings in your head, pulsing, slightly moving around and amplifying the slight dizziness of my voice as it runs through your mind. But be patient. Are you like that? Patience. Oh, look, you can learn. Adorable. Anyway, you got me all distracted. I was going to tell you how I do it. It's pretty simple, really. Like their minds. Hypnosis is simple. It's easy as breathing. See, something a lot of people don't know, or maybe you do, who knows, is that hypnosis is a natural state you find yourself in every single day. So with that logic, I've met you many times before. Your mind just focuses on that feeling and you're there. It's because that's all this is. It's focus, intense focus until everything else falls away and you just are there in that space. See, a lot of people get tangled up in all kinds of expectations and feelings. I can free you from that, and once I do, well, you'll know exactly how hypnotic feelings feel. I can train you to respond so quickly until the thoughts just switch off, until there's nothing but pure intense focus on me and my words flowing through you. Imagine that your body is just an empty vessel. My voice floats through one ear and out the other, drifting around and around through you. It's easy to do. Give me all of your attention and well, I can show you. Or you could, I guess, resist giving me all of your focus. Sure, okay, have it your way. You don't have to focus on me just yet, but I'm sure the more ideas I start to pour into your head, I'll gain your favor, your interest, and your focus. And when you do well, that's the moment your mind will start the slow process of giving up, shutting down thought, free will, and becoming all mine. The more you struggle, the weaker you get, after all. See, have you ever tried holding something so heavy for a long time? At the beginning it's fine with that really heavy thing in your hands. You're just holding the weight, it's fine now, but you know it's far too heavy to keep holding it. You can't put it down, and yet you start to slip just a little bit and a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. Your arms might start to shake from holding on, but you're far too stubborn to put it down. So you struggle and you struggle. You change positions. You start to shake a little more and maybe sweat a little because you're really trying so hard. And then eventually it drops. And in that moment of panic, well, it's followed by the relaxation of the tension in your arms, and it's done. Now that's just an example of how eventually struggle leads to letting go, and I'm sure a better example will be the struggle of you and I, and the struggle we have of your mind, the little tug of war. You push, I pull, back and forth we go until it's too hard. I'm not going to let go of you, I don't even tire, but your mind eventually does, from the endless words you keep trying to keep track of, like the type of them implementing themselves in your head, typing them in large bold font until they block your view of anything else because it's all you can think about. Listen, I could talk about each part of your body tensing and relaxing over and over and over to prove that somehow that means I have hold over your mind, but even that's not necessary here. I don't need you to limp loose and relax like a rag doll. I mean, unless it does something for you, I guess. Let's be honest, relaxation is not the end goal here, really. I can destroy your mind, and you can just sit there, lie there, and it doesn't really matter that much. You might even be able to move until I tell you, so it's kind of cute, though. Have you ever seen anyone mind broken out of their head? They just go on autopilot, desires controlling them and they can't even help it. They just try and struggle free from the hold on their mind. They might even try and get less comfy to see if that helps. It doesn't, but wow, is it fun to watch. Kneeling, sitting, head up, head down, self-fractionation, it bobs around like that. It's delightful. I wonder if you've ever experienced that. I bet you want to. Now I bring it up, huh? See, ideas, I'm full of them. I'm like an endless flowing tap of hypnotic desire to your ears, and ooh, I bet it makes you feel all funny inside hearing it. I've seen people stare blankly into my eyes, and you can literally see the second their mind checks out and vanishes. It's like magic. It's so beautiful. I bet you feel pretty lucky you can't see me like that. I mean, I'm stuck here in this cell, and you're so far away. I guess you'll just have to use your imagination. But if I did get out, I could float over your way, gliding my way over to you. spiraling around you as I tell you all the horrible things I'm going to do to you. Once you're all mine. My gentle hand caressing your cheek and lifting your chin to meet my gaze, and you try and look away, but no, you can't. I grab the sides of your head and make you look at me. Is that mean of me? Good. Your head starts to swim in the gentle fuzzy haze of my words, on your mind slamming their way through you until you are lost. It's a shame, really, isn't it? I guess I'm going to have to think of another way to do it. Unless you come over here to this little window so I can see your face properly, sweetie. Come here. That's right. My villainous monologuing, I guess, finally broke you down a little bit, huh? You're getting a little bit more pliable for me. Good, I love to see it. But you've been so patient. Patience, lovely. Patience has given you a taste of the good feelings you have as you follow me into the dream of my control. Have you ever seen someone sleepwalking? They have no idea what they're doing. They're so deeply asleep. Trance isn't exactly like that, but you could imagine how such a feeling might feel in your deepest dreams. Dreams of me and you in a private moment like this. The onlookers, the little security cameras that can't see your face, but I can, and I can see it change. Can you feel it happening? Do you feel it happening? Your eyes lose focus just a bit as your mind takes all of its processing power and refocuses on what I'm telling you. My words are so important. They are just hard to hear sometimes, so you really have to hone in on them through all the busy noise in your head. Push it all aside for me. I know you can, sweetie. You're so good at listening and focusing, like taking mental notes of what I'm saying and retracking it. She says listen, I listen. She says obey, I obey. She says no more thinking, no more thoughts. Disappear one by one, lured into my trap so easily. It wasn't hard to get here. When I made the little pathway to my voice, to my hypnotic sway, so clear for you, the little lights led you so easily to my voice, my control, and you follow along because you need to. Your curiosity finally got the best of you in the nicest possible way, huh? Now that's just the beginning. Your needy little mind wants me to push you over the edge harder, give you more of that focused feeling trance can bring you. You know, the one where nothing else matters, but the peaceful, focused quiet of your mind. But you can do better, right? You want me to push harder, get those buttons you like pressed just how you like, right? Yes, say it, precious. Good. You want me to make you less awake? We can do that easily. Just think really hard about that. Make yourself look less awake. What does that look like, feel like, sound like? Empty, blank eyes, but you still have too much going on in your head. So look at me, sweetie, less awake. Make yourself pretend to be less awake. And it's not really pretend, is it? You feel the slip, less awake again and again and again. Your eyes are so blank, thoughtless, your face so relaxed. You just stare ahead like you're losing to the mindless oblivion. My words is bringing you to less awake. Do it. Follow my words down, 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 deeper down. There's no end to how much further into this focused dissociation we can take you. That is trance. This is trance. You are hypnotized so perfectly by me, but you aren't as far down as you could be. Good. I want you in that space. I want you to suffer just a little bit of those last pesky thoughts that trap you from going all the way there. You struggle to get them to go away, but you know I have the power to do that for you. It's frustrating, isn't it? Good. And I take one thought away, but it's not enough. You find yourself getting a little more desperate. Every second that passes, every word that I say, every last thought starts to beg to be let go of. Trapped in that place for a second until I gently reach over and pull them away. Now you lose yourself and sink into the depths of deep trance right now. And I could say, and now you're hypnotized. But let's not kid ourselves. You've been hypnotized for a long, long time now. We just haven't acknowledged it this openly like we are right now. Isn't that right? Yes, say it. Good. And every time I say yes in that tone, like this, yes, you imagine me looking deeply into your eyes and feel so compelled to repeat it. It happens with or without your conscious knowledge. It just does, because I willed it to, because you in this moment are my little vessel for fun ideas, fun, horrible things, little games we can play with you, so empty, so mindless, so good. Yes. Oh, I love that. But I think it's almost too nice. So let's make you more awake, more awake, more awake, but not all the way. No. I mean, sure, anyone looking from the outside might think you are, but you're not. Let's not joke about that. See, I wanted you thinking a little more, so I can really mess with you. See, I want you really ruined, broken, completely compliant for me at this moment, and you being the damsel in distress right now might say, oh, please, what are you going to do to me? Or you would if you could string a coherent sentence together, which becomes so hard to do in this state, doesn't it? Yes. That's right. That's just what you wanted this whole time, and it's not even at the peak of where we could take you. Oh no. Patience. You've been so very patient with me, needy, patient, waiting, wanting. You want me to ruin you, don't you? Break your mind down and rebuild it in the image of a perfect, mindless, obedient, person-shaped thing? It's almost too easy, but we knew that going into it. I guess now is the right time to have you go further into it. You've waited long enough, and you can feel the need rising inside you, can't you? The need to be broken, to have my hands caress your brain and slowly break it into tiny pieces. Even the mention of it has your mind swimming in feelings and thoughts of all the terrible things we could do to your mind in that place. You know the best part? It's very easy for you to focus on it, focus inward on yourself. Feel your head and memorize for a second the feeling of thinking, because in a moment I'm going to take that away. And all it's going to take is one delicate touch of my bright glowing hand on your head. Imagine that, a powerful force gently pushing through your head until your mind breaks, cracks into tiny little pieces. It's so good. Isn't it? Say it. So good. That's right. Because once it breaks, you will be free of will, of thought, of everything for a moment, and you are just broken for me. Understood? Yes. Good. Get ready now, lovely, face pressed up against the cool glass as you stare at my hand approaching you, the deep, bright pink glow in the darkness moving towards you. Are you scared? Are you relieved? Are you excited? Are you ready? Good. Every second it takes to get to you, the temptation to beg grows and grows because it's a slow, lingering type of need pressing deeper and deeper down over your entire body. So close now. You can see my eyes glowing in the darkness, recharging my powers as they're about to focus on you, as you are so focused on me. Until that sweet release of mind-broken, gentle, simple touch. Now your mind breaks, shattering into tiny little pieces like paper torn from a book and thrown into the air. Drifting down, simple like snow, your thoughts burst and trickle around us, but it's so good, so nice, so empty. So easy to be empty, mindless, blank, and all mine. All mine. Now we stop. Freeze, float in midair, my cloudy haze floating you around through time and space. It's so gentle. I can be gentle with you sometimes, even when I'm cruel with my dark intentions. I know how you love the shift in reality you have with me in this moment, but now it's time to let that go. But before we do, I'm going to talk to you so gently about something. See, I know I told you all the horrible stories of the others and what they became after meeting me, but you're so different. So you've enjoyed our little games so much, precious, that I'm going to give you back your freedom. I mean, you can always lose it with me again if that's what you wish, but after we part ways, when this experience is over, none of my magical tricks from our time together right now here today will work outside of this place. This is a special experience only for us in this moment, and I don't want to spoil that. You can feel your mind carefully and gently being pieced back together like a puzzle perfectly formed. And I am being very careful, making sure that you're just as you were before you came down here to see me. You feel so calm and comfortable. So whole once more, not broken in your mind, but deeply hypnotized. Now, I know you enjoy being hypnotized, didn't you? Yes, so I'll leave you with one parting gift, the gift of the memory of your time being hypnotized. When you think back on this experience, you'll know you were so good and so very hypnotized for me. And that thought can bring you great joy if you'd like it to. It might bring a smile to your face if you allow it to. Before I leave you, I want to make sure you come up nice and easily, okay? And even though I'll leave you with the choice to wake up or drift down to sleep for the evening, I want you to be refreshed and energized and feeling good, either soon or when it is time for you to wake up, okay? Good. So in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 10, and when I reach the number 10, your mind will make the choice. Drift you down to deep sleep, increasing your comfort by double each time with each number, or it will energize you more and more, bring you back out to the waking world refreshed, and just as you were before this began. Either way, my suggestions are now vanished, dissipated from your mind, and you don't need to think of them anymore. So, counting with 1, 2, 3, that's right, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.